Did you know there's an optional secret puzzle in the library of Silent Hill 3 that most players won't ever do? Well, now you do, and your reward is this neat costume to enjoy on your third playthrough at that point. Well, I mean, it is a very nice tank top, but the thing is, why do a puzzle when you can just look up the costume code online along with all the other costume codes for these magazines that don't exist anymore and just play with it early? Is it worth it to go through the hassle of solving the puzzle yourself? The answer is probably no, but let's do it anyway. Here's how you solve the royal flush puzzle. A puzzle that deserves to be royally flushed down a toilet because the way you solve it is just by knowing the stuff it's referencing, so it kind of sucks. It's almost entirely outside information, which does not a good puzzle make, in my opinion. On hard puzzle mode of a New Game Plus file, Heather can run into some extra reading materials in the church library. Here's what they say in order. A secret told before you awake, the start of a new transformation. The first number is the Traveler to St. Ives. The second number is the Hare wear a crown of straw. Nice typo there. The third number is King of Beasts and Goddess of Harvests. The fourth number is representative of both knight and page. The fifth number is lapis lazuli or turquoise. There's no separating numbers from beginning to end. 14 buttons all told. Therefore, 1 is always 2. So, to start, the only aspects of this puzzle that aren't outside information are these lines. A secret told before you awake is referencing the main menu screen, before you start the game. The start of a new transformation is referencing the extra costume screen, where you can input game codes to transform Heather's look. That's only a little bit of an imaginative stretch, I get it. And there's no separating numbers from beginning to end is... okay, weird. You can kind of read this two ways. You can read it, there's no separating numbers, and there's no separating numbers. There's no filler numbers that function to separate the code digits, like this. Like, 0 counts as a separator there. Or, you cannot separate the digits with a space bar or dashes or something, I guess? Which is just they're all jammed together, which is like, I don't know, it's weird. I admit this is weird because you do end up separating these numbers in this kind of format, with underscores. That's what the spacebar does on this typewriter. Ain't gonna lie to you folks, I kinda don't get this. This statement kinda feels like it's a warning to the player to not do it this way, but like, who would do this way? Like, use a rando number as a separator? Why? Is this even a problem worth correcting? And reading it the other way around makes it seem like you don't separate the numbers at all, which flies in the face of what you actually do. Separate the numbers with underscores. So like, literally, what's the point of this statement? If this was phrased like, in the gaps between the numbers there's nothing, that'd be a cute, sneaky way to imply that there's underscores. Apparently the original Japanese does sorta say this, but I'm told that the grammar is not implying that it's a cheeky trick to get you to use underscores, so I remain perplexed. I'm sure the comments will yell at me for not really getting this part or thinking it's fair, but whatever. This is how the format actually is. Moving on. The part with 14 buttons all told is how many keystrokes we're aiming for, obviously, maybe. It's 1 digit less than the character limit of the menu, by the way. 1 is always 2 is telling us that any single-digit numbers we happen to come up with are going to be displayed in 2-digit format. So a 1, for example, would be displayed as 01. Okay, the format and the place we put the code into has been determined. Okay, now, to figure out the meat of this puzzle, what these numbers actually are gonna be. Now, you may be wondering what I mean when I say outside knowledge, and do so with derision. What is outside knowledge? Why is it unfair to make a puzzle so reliant on it? Well, I'm thinking about doing an in-depth video about this later, but this is the gist. Just pause the video if you want to read these explanations. You don't want me reading all of them out loud, bloating this video more, blah blah blah. You don't care, probably. But not only is this puzzle mostly outside knowledge, most of that outside knowledge is actually obscure knowledge. Unless you're a fan of the specific things referenced in this poem or born in the month of December, you're not going to know any of these numbers without doing some research. Outside of the game. Outside knowledge. Okay, well, I'm starting with the easiest one that I just referenced. The easiest way to get a number out of a gemstone is to assume that they are a birthstone with a corresponding month. Lapis lazuli and turquoise are for December, the 12th month. Therefore, the last digits are 12. That was the easy one. The rest are equally hard, so let's just go to the start, I guess. Alright, let's get Googling. Tappity, tappity, tappity. Traveler to St. Ives.
As I was going to St. Ives is a traditional English language nursery rhyme in the form of a riddle. The most common modern version is, as I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. Each wife had 7 sacks. Each sack had 7 cats. Each cat had 7 kits. Kits, cats, sacks, and wives. How many were there going to St. Ives?
Okay, well, as an American, this is the first time I've heard this thing. Yes, go on ahead, act very shocked about that in the comments. It will not change the fact that, just like Cock Robin, this poem is not considered common knowledge to somebody outside the culture from whence it came. It didn't really cross the pond. And great, we have to do math as part of this riddle. Oh my god. Wait, that number would be huge. That can't be the answer. Besides, this poem reeks of smug riddle and not math riddle. You know, when something's just a smug riddle, it's a trick question riddle. I don't think we're doing math here. It doesn't say that any of those folks or cats or whatever were going to St. Ives except the one person, the person who's telling the riddle. So the first numbers for our code is 01. Wait a second, the grammar of the line also completely gives away that there was only one singular traveler to St. Ives. Well, okay, then I guess technically we didn't have to Google this one. The second number is the hare wear a crown of straw. I initially had no clue what this was referencing, and I was betting it was something British, probably, also. And then I got curious. What does the Silent Hill Wiki think about this one? The second number is the hare wear a crown of straw. Hare Krishna wear braided hair, thus the answer is 3. No. Shut up. This particular wiki weirdo honestly thought that because of the missing S that this is supposed to be hare and not hair? Are you freaking serious? Absolutely not. This sounds absolutely reverse engineered by the fandom to make sense. There has got to be a better reason that this number is 3. Let me reverse engineer this instead. Now that I know that the answer is 3, something just, clicks. How about this guy? He's British, he's a hare, he's depicted in John Tenniel's illustrations with straw on his head, and this all matches up with the rest of the Silent Hill series' predilection toward classic children's literature. It's the March hare. Yeah. March, the March hare. March, the 3rd month, March hare. There's your freaking 3, you dumbass wiki. What the hell? Nora Stevens-Heath, translator of this puzzle, also confirmed my method and apologizes for the missing S that wasn't in there when she typed it and sent it to Konami, so someone just typoed it when they put it in the game, I don't know. Ridiculous. Hare Krishnas don't even have braids. Where'd they even get that from? Ugh. Anyway, freaking 3, it goes there, it's 3. The third number is King of Beasts and Goddess of Harvests. Let's just kind of translate this. So, the King of Beasts is a lion. Yeah. The Goddess of Harvest is Demeter. I had to Google that one, and also how to pronounce it, because I'm not well versed in mythology. That's what you call not common knowledge, actually. Okay, cool. I don't know what these have in common at all. And Googling is not really working great for this, because you get a lot of random hits. Turns out there's a lot of myths with lions in them, in general. But here's the actual connection, according to Nora's notes from Konami, which the wiki gets right, oddly. They got this one right. The King of Beasts is a lion, which translates into the astrological sign Leo. The Goddess of Harvests in Greek mythology is Demeter or Virgo. Both of these are August signs. This corresponds to the number 8. Alright, cool, there you have it. That's kind of a rude one. You have to know about mythology and astrology. That's 2 ologies I don't know crap about. The fourth number is representative of both knight and page. This one I just straight up had no idea what to do with. At first I thought maybe like, hey, we haven't had any chess puzzles yet in this whole game. Jerks making puzzles for video games and escape rooms and stuff, they just love chess-themed puzzles. Oh, it's easy puzzle bait for some reason. But my theory quickly fell apart when I realized there's no pages in chess. I was kind of hoping that it was an antiquated term for pawns or something. I don't know, that just fell apart right there. So that didn't work out. And there's no real Googling your way into the answer here. You're just going to get a lot of hits about medieval hierarchy. This is something you simply just need to have prior knowledge of, because what it's actually referencing is playing cards and tarot cards. This is a coded reference to the jack in a deck of cards. When playing cards evolved out of tarot, the knights and pages were lost and the jack was added. The number indicated here is 11. So how common is this knowledge? I did a poll on Twitter to see how dumb I am for not knowing any of this info, and the answer is, I'm only half dumb. It's not too shabby of a sample size, but out of 500 plus people, most of them didn't know any of this information. And the next largest chunk either knew one fact or the other. So you've either simply run into this knowledge at some point in your life, or you just haven't. I would say that it is pretty common knowledge that jacks represent the number 11. That seems like you're probably going to run into that info at some point in your life. But I wouldn't say it's entirely fair to reference the history of playing cards themselves to get to that answer. That's pretty obscure. And well, there's our code. A reminder, by the way, that this game came out in 2003. Wikipedia was only 2 years old at the time. And even with a modern search engine, I had trouble figuring out 2 of these, so I mean, just imagine how difficult this must have been to solve legitimately 17 years ago. You'd have to ask your mom if she knew anything about Greek gods, or go to the real library or something. And hey, that's the Royal Flush puzzle. Was it worth solving? It's up to you, I guess. It is a nice tank top and all that, but Thanks for watching these videos explaining the hard mode puzzles of Silent Hill 3. Should I do more of these things for other games, maybe? Is that like a thing that would be cool? I guess comment about it if you think that'd be cool, I don't know. And consider checking out my Let's Play of Silent Hill 3 if you want to see the cool game that has all these wicked puzzles in it. Hair being Hare Krishna, Jesus Christ. What? Would somebody please fix the damn Silent Hill wiki already, please? Let me in. I'll do it. Let me in. Make me a mod. I'll fix it.